Hello babes, I hope you're doing very well. It's me again, Mathilda, and this is kind of my signature makeup look. It's simple. I don't do a lot. Blush, a little bit of concealer, my lips. Where is the queen? Where is she? Where is she? She's here. I'm gonna put her on a little bit as well. Some mascara, and that's actually all I have. And it's okay because I kind of like it when it's simple. In today's episode, I'm going to be a little bit more vulnerable and talk about my own experience in tackling limiting beliefs, actually, which is kind of a hard subject to talk about because it could be different for everyone, but I just wanted to see how can we overcome these things. And I am just gonna have a little disclaimer here. I am not perfect. Okay, I'm still working on some of these things, but I thought they would be nice to talk about my experience and the progress, and I hope you can see, and that is literally my biggest goal. I hope you can see step by step through my videos and my experience on my channel just how you can change and become a better version of yourself without even knowing, because you're doing some steps unintentionally or out of habit in the positive direction to stop limiting who you are and who you become and who you think you are. And the message of this video here is actually who told you. Okay, so let's get down to the video, people. Disclaimer or not, actually, I think you should have understood it by now. I am a woman of God and a believer, so sometimes I'm going to be mentioning Bible verses or just Bible stories here on my channels. That's because part of my personality and it's part of who I am. Okay, as part of the limiting beliefs comedy, say, hey people, it's really easy to see all these successful, beautiful, achieving women or people out there and just come and look at yourself and say, well, they are already doing it, why should I? Or you think, oh, I would like to film this, and then you film it and you're just not satisfied because it doesn't look like how the person is doing it, or you're just telling yourself, well, I'm not as good as them, so I should just stop or just not try at all. I've been through this. I might even be a professional in this direction because I've been doing this so many times, and I remember the last time I caught myself doing something like that was not even that long ago, because I was just thinking, well, why am I even trying to do something like that? Why am I even trying to get back to YouTube if there are already so many other people who are doing what I want to do, but probably even better than I would? Who's gonna watch anyways? It's gonna be the same 10 people and 7 out of them are my family members, so why even bother? But who is telling me? I think this step here is probably the one that will take the most time, and it's going to be very time consuming because it is still time consuming for me as well, which is tackling and realizing which are your limiting beliefs actually. And the two ways that I have realized that I could be tackling these limiting beliefs or just identifying which they were number one, by praying. When I prayed, I am literally one of these people. When I pray, I'm very conscious of what I say, okay? So I pray and say things because I know that the way that I phrase my phrases is that, can you say that? The way that I construct my phrases could lead me to something very beautiful. So whenever I talk about my day, about how things are going in life, about daily things, out of habit, sometimes you just say something negative and you don't even realize it. And sometimes it's okay because you don't know that you're doing that. But the more you realize and listen to what you say, you realize that sometimes the words that are coming out of your mouth don't even mean something positive to you. They don't even do something good to you because you're used to saying something negative. Let's say you're talking to God and telling him, yeah, I wanted to apply for this new position in my job, but I feel like position would be good for my colleague Anna, who has 10 years of experience in that domain. And I would realize myself when I prayed that so many times I would just say things like, I can't do this anymore, why is this always happening to me, why is life the way that it is, I don't even deserve it, why even bother? All these thoughts that just show your brain that you're already giving up, that you're not even trying, that you're not even going to try. Be aware of the choice of words that you use when you phrase things, because God wants us to be positive people. He wants us to say, okay, I got this, because with him nothing is impossible. Luke 1:37. Okay, pay attention to what you say. I would, even if I were you, when you're done praying or when you identify what you say, you write down which were the the things that you mentioned that just didn't seem even positive, didn't even seem like you were saying something good about yourself. Number 2 is journaling. I think I'm going to be mentioning it every single time on my channel because that's very important for me. When you journal, sometimes, I don't know if you journal like I do, my journaling is a bundle of emotions just thrown down on a piece of paper. I'm gonna show you, wait a second. So this is my journal. Okay, this, starting here, this is the same day. I wrote 4 pages on the same day because I had a lot of things to talk about. Write down what you've been thinking the whole day, things that have been on your heart, and be completely honest with yourself because you have to track in some type of way the thoughts and the things that you tell yourself on a daily basis, of the things that come to your mind, so that you can one day see or look and see that, oh, okay, why was I thinking that way? Okay, what is that thought? Where does it come from? What I do is I journal either before I go to sleep or right after I wake up, after reading my Bible, of course, so that it's all fresh in my mind, that I can tackle everything, that I can write down every emotion that I have. And sometimes when you just write everything that you have on your heart right now and you reread what you wrote, you're asking yourself, oh, where do these thoughts come from? Why am I thinking like that? What made me start being like that? These are the questions that you can ask yourself. And what is holding me back? For example, you're writing down, oh, I want to be a content creator, but I'm scared. But what is holding you back? What is making you scared? You have to write these things down so that you can see where the problem actually lies. And if you can't find a valid reason for why you're not doing something, it's just because you don't like to go outside of your comfort zone, and that is a professional Leah problem. That's why I'm mentioning these things here. I like this party because you replace your fake truth with your real truth, with your true truth. The things that you say to yourself, like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, that's cap. That's not real. That's not real life, because there's a voice in your mind, in your head, that has heard you say some negative things about yourself all your life, and it stays there. It's like a little parrot that repeats what you say, but continuously. It's like a little USB stick that is automatically playing every single time you try to do something, and that is not a truth that you should adapt. So if you want a parrot to say something else, well, what do? You tell him something different. This is why I would say, and I've been doing it myself, I can show you that. I'm not showing you what, but I did it here, and it's to create a truth and not truth list of things that you tell yourself. Let's say you have a specific phrase that you tell yourself all the time, which is, I'm ugly, which is not true. On the list, you would write down on the other side of I'm ugly, you're going to write, I'm pretty, I am content, I'm beautiful, I am elegant, I'm ethereal, whatever you want to have there, because this is kind of going to be like a little affirmation or mantra for your life. It's the truth. We have to make sure that the parrot that is in us, the USB stick, is replaced by something much more positive that is going to make us see that we are actually not as bad as we think we are. It's either society or it's been have been saying things or making us feel a certain way, but it's our responsibility it's our responsibility to make sure we're actually doing something for us, and making sure that the words that we say, the actions that we take, and the beliefs that we have are centered on making us go up instead of pushing us down. That does not even have to be physical. It can be something like, I'm gonna fail my classes, and you can write something positive as the opposite phrase being, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna ace my classes and I'm gonna pass my exams. And it smells good, people. Oh. And this has to be done with each thing that you tell yourself, that either you realize during your prayer, during your journaling, during whatever. Sometimes you just talk to yourself. Sometimes you're talking to someone and say, oh, I am so dumb, and you realize that you're saying that to yourself. That alone is already because you realized what you're doing. So try to write an opposite phrase for every single thing that you say negative to yourself. And every day when you wake up, when you don't want to start with affirmations, just take paper sheet out, or if you wrote it in your journal, take it out, have it in front of you, and read the positive side. Read it as if you actually meant it, not just as if you were studying something for school, because this is life. And I cannot sweat enough how important affirmations are for you. The only way we can overcome these limiting beliefs is by actually wanting to overcome them. That is something that I learned in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, is that if you think that other people or it's someone's fault that I am thinking that way, or it's society's fault that I don't believe enough in myself, well, you can't change society. You can't change the person. You can only change you if you think that you're the problem in it. And you have to believe that the only person responsible for you thinking the way that you do is you, because you are the only one who can change that, and you're the only one who can change your life in the way that only you as a human being can do. And God, oh my God, in that sense, Philippians 4:13, I think it was, reminds us that I can do all things through Christ all the time. I like to believe that when you say positive things about yourself, when you see how lovable you can be, you can achieve everything, which is why it's important to pray and to talk about what you have learned, what you think about yourself. And I believe that once you see yourself the way that Christ sees us, I think these limiting beliefs will just disappear on their own. Well, obviously you have to do the work in starting to believe that you're someone precious and good and that you deserve to achieve whatever you want to achieve. But I think you get the message here, right? Also something, and that is the last point here, celebrate every small victory. I tend to forget that all the time. I tend to only see the big picture and see that I haven't achieved something big yet, but every single time remind yourself that look how far you've come. Look at how far you've come from 2 months ago to now, 6 months ago to now, 1 year to now. I think I'm changing every single day, and I believe that you are too. Even if it's just 0.1%, it's still change, and you're going to become a better version of yourself every single day if you want to change. I have a Bible verse for you guys here. It's Matthew 25:23. His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I'll put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." Small victories can lead to big achievements, can lead to big changes, and can lead to a big and better and more beautiful and more confident and more believing version of you. That is good. Good to know. And that is actually all that I have for this video. I am tired, so it might be possible that I've been talking in a low voice this whole video, but I hope that you learned something new. So please don't forget to subscribe and write down, what did you take from this video? Is there anything that you would add? Because we're still on a learning journey. I am still a learner. I am nowhere near perfect, as I said from the beginning. So thank you again for watching. Be blessed and see you very, very soon.
You see, God is brighter.